Speaking English becomes easier when you practice simple conversations. Welcome to Practice English Anytime. I'm Maya, and today I'm here with Alex. We help you practice easy English for everyday life.
And I'm Alex. We're happy you're here with us. Today's topic is very simple and useful. We will talk about habits. Habits are things you do again and again, every day or every week. We will show you easy ways to talk about habits in English.
Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can practice English with us every day. Now let's begin our conversation about habits. We will talk slowly and clearly so beginners can follow everything. So Alex, do you think habits are important?
Yes, I think habits are very important. Simple habits help me feel calm and organized. I like to keep my habits easy so I can follow them every day. What about you, Maya? Do you think habits help your day?
Yes, they help me a lot. When I follow my daily habits, I feel more relaxed and focused. My habits also help me manage my time better. For example, I like to start my morning with a very simple routine. But before I talk about mine, tell me about your morning habits. How do you usually start your day?
My morning habits are very simple. I usually wake up around 7 in the morning. When I wake up, I sit on my bed for a moment and breathe slowly. This helps me feel ready for the day. Then I drink a glass of water. Drinking water in the morning is a small habit, but it makes me feel fresh. After that, I go to the kitchen and make a cup of tea. I like warm tea in the morning because it gives me a calm feeling. What about your morning habits, Maya?
My morning habits are also simple. I usually wake up at 6:30 because I like quiet mornings. When I wake up, I stretch my arms and legs. Then I open my window to feel some fresh air. After that, I drink a glass of warm water with lemon. This is a habit I follow every day. It helps me feel awake. Then I make a small breakfast. Sometimes I eat toast, and sometimes yogurt with fruit. My breakfast habit depends on how hungry I am. What do you usually eat for breakfast?
My breakfast is very basic. I usually eat 2 slices of toast with a little butter. If I have more time, I make scrambled eggs. I like eggs because they are easy to make. Sometimes I also eat a banana. Eating fruit is a habit I am trying to build. I don't always remember, but I try to eat fruit at least a few times each week. Do you have any eating habits that you try to follow every day?
Yes, I try to eat vegetables in every meal. This is a habit I want to keep for my health. I also try to drink 2 liters of water every day. It's simple, but sometimes I forget. So I set a reminder on my phone. I also try not to eat too much sugar. I like sweet food, but I want to build a better habit. Do you have any eating habits you want to change or improve?
Yes, I want to stop eating too many snacks at night. Sometimes I eat chips or biscuits before sleeping, and that is not a good habit. I'm trying to make a new habit, drinking herbal tea before bed instead of eating snacks. It helps me relax and sleep better. Speaking of sleeping, do you have any sleep habits?
Yes. I try to sleep at the same time every day. I usually go to bed around 10:30. Before sleeping, I turn off my phone and read a book for 10 minutes. Reading at night helps me fall asleep easily. I also keep my room quiet and dark. Do you have any bedtime habits, Alex?
Yes, I have a few. I try not to use my phone for 30 minutes before sleep. This is a new habit I am working on. Instead, I listen to calm music. Then I brush my teeth and wash my face. After that, I get into bed and think about the day. Thinking quietly helps me feel peaceful. Now, let's talk about exercise habits. Do you exercise regularly?
Yes, I try to exercise 3 times a week. I usually go for a walk in the morning or evening. Walking is easy, and it makes me feel good. Sometimes I do simple stretching exercises at home. What about you? Do you have a weekly exercise habit?
Yes, I try to go to the gym twice a week. I don't do heavy workouts. I just use the treadmill for 20 minutes and then do light weights. On weekends, I like to ride my bicycle. Cycling is a habit I enjoy because it helps me relax. Do you have any habits for relaxing?
Yes, I have a relaxation habit. Every evening, I take 10 minutes to sit quietly. I close my eyes and breathe slowly. This helps my mind stay calm. I also like to write in a small notebook. I write 3 things that made me feel happy that day. It is a simple habit, but it helps me think positive thoughts. Do you have any positive habits like that?
Yes, I also keep a small notebook. I write my goals for the next day so I don't feel stressed in the morning. Sometimes I write 1 or 2 sentences about my day. It helps me understand my habits better. Writing is a good habit for me. Now let's talk about work habits. What habits help you at work?
At work, I try to check my email only 2 times a day. This is a habit that helps me focus. I also make a small list every morning of 3 important tasks I want to finish. I try not to make the list too long. Keeping things simple helps me work better. What about you, Alex? What habits help you work more effectively?
I have a habit of organizing my desk every morning. A clean space helps me think clearly. I also take short breaks every hour. I stand up, stretch, and drink some water. This habit keeps me energetic. Another habit I follow is finishing the most difficult task first. When I do that, I feel more confident for the rest of the day. Do you think habits make work easier?
Yes, habits make work much easier. When I follow my work habits, I feel prepared and focused. Good habits also help me stay calm on busy days. Now, let's talk about study habits because many learners want to improve their English. What study habits do you recommend for beginners who want to learn English?
For beginners, I recommend listening to short English conversations every day. Even 10 minutes is enough. Small daily practice is a very good habit. I also recommend writing 1 or 2 sentences in English every day. It can be about anything, your day, your plans, or your feelings. What about you, Maya? What study habits help you when you learn something new?
I like to learn in small pieces. If something is difficult, I study a little bit every day instead of studying a lot in one day. This habit helps me remember things better. When learning English, I think reading short stories is helpful. I also believe reviewing old lessons is a good habit. Sometimes learners forget to review, but review is very important. What other habits should English learners build?
One more habit is speaking out loud. Even if you are alone, try to speak English for a few minutes every day. You can describe your room, your food, your plans, or your feelings. Speaking out loud is a simple habit, but it builds confidence. Another habit is repeating phrases many times until they feel natural. Repetition helps beginners a lot. Do you think listening to English every day is useful?
Yes, it is very useful. Listening to English every day is one of the best habits. It helps your ears get used to the language. You don't need to understand everything. Just listening helps your brain learn new sounds. I also think practicing with a friend is a great habit. Talking with someone makes learning more fun and easy. What about weekend habits? Do you have any habits you follow during weekends?
Yes, on weekends I clean my home. I clean a little every weekend so my home stays tidy. I also plan my meals for the week. Planning helps me save time. Sometimes I read a book for an hour. Reading on weekends is a relaxing habit for me. What weekend habits do you have?
On weekends, I like to go for a long walk in the park. Walking in nature helps me feel fresh. I also prepare my clothes for the week so I don't waste time deciding what to wear. Another habit I follow is calling my family on Sunday evening. Talking to them makes me feel good and connected. Do you have any habits you want to add to your life in the future?
Yes, there are a few habits I want to add to my life. One habit I really want is waking up earlier. I usually wake up at 7, but I want to wake up at 6:30. I think waking up earlier will give me more time to relax in the morning. I also want to start reading more books. Reading is a good habit, but sometimes I forget or I feel tired. So I want to make it a daily habit, even if it's just 10 minutes. What about you, Maya? Is there any new habit you want to add?
Yes, I want to add a new habit too. I want to learn a new skill, maybe something creative. I'm thinking about practicing drawing every day. Even 5 minutes can help me build the habit. I also want to make a habit of turning off my phone earlier at night. Sometimes I scroll for too long and it makes me sleep late. I want to sleep earlier to feel more rested. Do you want to change any habits you already have?
Yes, I want to change one habit. Sometimes after work I sit on the sofa for too long, I check my phone, and then 1 hour passes. This is not a good habit. I want to change it by taking a short walk instead. A 5-minute walk is better than sitting for 1 hour. I also want to reduce my sugar intake. I eat chocolate almost every day, and I want to eat it only once or twice a week. What about you, Maya? Any habits you want to change?
Yes. I want to stop skipping breakfast on busy mornings. Sometimes I feel rushed and I don't eat anything, but then I feel tired later. I want to build a better habit of making a simple breakfast every day, even if it's small. I also want to stop drinking too much coffee. I drink 2 or 3 cups sometimes, but I want to keep it to 1 cup a day. Now let's talk about bad habits. Everyone has some bad habits. What small bad habit do you have?
One of my small bad habits is forgetting to drink water. Many people say drinking water is important, but I forget during the day. I want to build the habit of keeping a bottle near me so I remember. Another bad habit I have is staying indoors too much. Sometimes I don't get enough fresh air. I want to create a habit of going outside at least once a day. What about you? What bad habits do you want to break?
I have a bad habit of leaving my clothes on a chair instead of putting them away, then the chair becomes full. I want to break that habit and put my clothes in the right place every evening. Another habit I want to break is checking my messages too often. I want to check them only a few times a day, not constantly. Breaking habits is hard, but small steps help. Do you think it's easy to change habits?
I think changing habits is not easy, but it becomes easier when we start small. If we try to change everything at once, it feels too difficult. But if we change one small thing every day, we can build strong habits slowly. For example, if someone wants to exercise more, they can start with 5 minutes. After some time, it becomes a normal part of their day. What small steps help you change your habits?
I like to make my habits simple. If a habit is too big, I don't follow it. But if it's small, I can do it every day. I also like to write my habits down. When I write them, I remember them better. Another thing that helps me is doing the habit at the same time every day. For example, I read every night before bed. Doing it at the same time makes it easier. What time of day do you like for habits?
I like morning habits the best. When I do something in the morning, it sets a good tone for the day. For example, drinking water, stretching, and having breakfast are habits that make me feel ready. But some habits work better in the evening, like relaxing or planning for the next day. What about you? Do you prefer morning or evening habits?
I like morning habits too. Mornings feel fresh and quiet, but I also enjoy evening habits because they help me relax. For example, my habit of reading or writing makes my evenings peaceful. Now let's talk about language habits again. What habits help you improve your English?
Listening to English every day helps me a lot. Even if I listen for just a few minutes, it helps my ears stay used to the language. I also practice speaking out loud when I'm alone. I describe what I see or what I'm doing. It feels strange at first, but it becomes natural. Another habit I use is repeating common phrases many times. Repetition helps me remember. What English habits help you?
I like reading simple English articles. I read for 5 or 10 minutes every day. This helps me learn new words. I also say new words out loud, so I remember their sound. Writing a short sentence every day also helps. For example, today I walked in the park, or I made pasta for lunch. Small habits make learning easier. What habits do you think beginners should start first?
I think beginners should start with listening every day. Listening is the easiest habit because you don't need to speak or write. You can listen while walking or cooking. After listening, beginners can start speaking simple sentences. Even one sentence a day is enough, and they can write very short notes in English. These small habits can slowly build strong skills. What do you think is the most important habit for beginners?
I think the most important habit is staying consistent. Even if someone studies for only 5 minutes, doing it every day is better than studying 1 hour and then stopping. Consistency makes learning easier. Another important habit is not worrying about mistakes. Mistakes are normal. When learners relax and enjoy the process, they learn faster. Do you think some habits make people feel more confident?
Yes, definitely. When people follow small habits every day, they feel more confident because they see progress. For example, if someone speaks one sentence of English every day, after 1 month they feel more comfortable speaking. Or if someone listens to English every day, they start understanding more. Confidence grows slowly with habits. What habits make you feel confident, Maya?
When I finish small tasks, I feel confident. So I make small habits like making my bed in the morning, reading a few pages, or finishing one small work task early. These habits make me feel productive and confident. I also feel confident when I follow healthy habits, like drinking enough water and taking short walks. Now, let's talk about social habits. Do you have any habits when talking to people?
Yes, I try to listen carefully when someone talks to me. This is a good social habit. I also try to smile when I meet someone new. Another habit I follow is asking simple questions like, "How is your day?" or "How are you feeling?" These habits help me connect with people. What about you, Maya? What social habits do you follow?
I try to say hello to people I see often, like neighbors or colleagues. It's a small habit, but it makes relationships warmer. I also try to use people's names when I speak to them. Another habit I follow is making eye contact. It helps me appear friendly and confident. Let's talk about weekend habits again. Do you follow your habits even on weekends?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. On weekends I relax more, so I don't follow all my habits. But I still try to drink water, go outside and read a little. Weekends are also a good time to start new habits. For example, last month I started a habit of cooking one new recipe every weekend. It's fun and useful. What about you, Maya? Do you keep your habits on weekends?
I follow some habits, but not all. I relax more on weekends, but I still walk, drink water, and prepare for the next week. Sometimes I try new habits on weekends, like organizing my home or practicing a hobby. Weekends help me think about my habits and see what I want to keep or change. Do you think habits make life easier?
Yes, habits make life much easier. When something becomes a habit, you don't need to think too much. It becomes automatic. For example, brushing teeth, drinking water, or checking your schedule. Simple habits save time and energy. They also reduce stress. What about you? Do habits make your life easier?
Yes, they help me stay organized and calm. Good habits make my day simple and comfortable. They help me take care of my health, my work, and my learning. Even small habits make a big difference when you follow them every day. That's why I always try to build small and easy habits.
I agree. Anyone can start with small steps. Beginner English learners can also build simple English habits. They can listen for a few minutes, read a small text, speak out loud, and write short sentences. Slowly, these habits help them speak better English.
And these habits don't need to be perfect. They just need to be consistent. A few minutes every day is enough. With time, the habits become natural, and English becomes easier and more comfortable for the learner.
Yes, and we're here to help them practice. If they follow simple habits, they will improve step by step. English learning becomes less stressful when it's part of a daily routine.
And that's why we talk about these things. We want learning to feel easy, slow, and simple for beginners. Habits make everything possible.
If you enjoyed this session, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next conversation.
We'll see you in the next episode.
See you soon.